What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the brand new Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. We are getting 2023 getting started here tonight. We started actually last night with the Truck Series, but here we are tonight, Wednesday nights. That means it is the return of the Rising Stars Series, sponsored by Elswick E-Sports, here all part of the Cyber Thunder Racing League. And there's been some new changes coming in for this season. It is going to be a lot of fun. Much larger fields. Still going to be rocking that Xfinity car. But now there are 30 drivers each night that get to take place in a 15-week season. We're going to take the Rising Stars all the way through the end of June. And there is some fun races involved in this season that we'll get into in here just a minute. But it is going to be a fun season. Excited to have Elswick Esports back on board for Season 1 here of 2023. And just like they did last year, they brought in all sorts of goodies for these drivers to race for. Let's review those here really quick so you can see it's kind of a one thing for the end of year, and then there's some special events throughout the season. But if we look at the end of the year, you can see Series Champion, last season's champion, Lilith Peters. This season's champion is $25 in iRacing credits plus a free paint. Get the regular season champion since there is a playoff break. So out at the end of May 10th actually will be the end of the regular season. That points leader will get $10. A rookie of the year, and there are a bunch of rookies here coming in. They're going to get $25 at the end of the season. And that's going to be based off of points. And then also during the playoffs, the highest non-playoff driver during that series getting an extra $10. So those are really fun ones throughout the year. And then we look over here, we're going to have some special events throughout the year. So you think March, coming up here, actually, just in a couple weeks, March 29th, Martinsville is going to be a throwback race. They're going to do a little bit, voted on by the fellow drivers, $15 to the best paint scheme. So that's going to be a fun one in iRacing credits. April 5th, we're going to make our way to Concord Speedway. That's going to be some heat racing and then a main feature. So you get $5 if you bring home a win during the heats, and $10 for bringing that feature home. That's going to be a fun one there in April. And then in May, on the 24th, we've got the Patriotic Race as we will be leading in to Memorial Day weekend there. Over at Iowa, $15 donation to Wheels for Warriors USA, our Thursday night title sponsor for the best patriotic scheme out in the field. So Elswick Esports here stepping up to the plate for Season 2 for them of the Rising Stars Series. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. And if last night was any indication of some of these new drivers to the league, we are on for a show here tonight as we are now under the sun of Daytona. Last night we were under the lights, and here we are under the hot sun in Florida. We got 60 laps here tonight. Unlimited tires, still 60% fuel. They do get that one fast repair unlike last night. So one fast repair, and then you can see that schedule. We got some fun ones. Daytona tonight. Next week we'll go to Indy. Then we got Charlotte, that throwback race in Martinsville, the heat racing in Concord Speedway, Kansas, Dover. How about this? Back at Daytona, but it's the motocross track, so that's going to be entertaining to watch.
It is not the motocross track. It is the moto course. So it's the normal road course, like the IMSA course. But instead of coming around that second hairpin, you cut back through it, then you take the hairpin backwards, and then there's another zigzag, and you come out onto the backstretch, take the bus loop, and then the rest of the track is the same. So it kind of cuts out the International Horseshoe going right, and then Daytona 1 and 2.
So every driver that's practiced just the Daytona road, screw that and throw that out the window, because now they're going to have to do this really tight in section. And as I'm looking at it, it is not as wide. It's built for motorcycles, and we're going to put an Xfinity car on it.
Absolutely. Somebody will overdrive that corner.
Then we got Auto Club, and then we're going to finish out at Phoenix for the regular season. And it is Legacy Phoenix, because Kyle is scared of the new Phoenix.
No, Legacy Phoenix is better. But I think you're missing one thing. That debut, the first race of the Chase.
We don't have Chase on the schedule. We just have this as regular season. That is why.
Okay.
We haven't got to fit everything on the screen.
I gotcha. All right. Fair enough.
But since you went ahead and spoiled that, we'll go ahead and get into. So in May 17th will be the start of the playoffs here in the Rising Stars Series. with its debut in the Cyber Thunder Racing League, the iRacing Super Speedway will be the kickoff race for the playoffs. How about that? You want to talk about a wild card. That is the wild card of wild card.
It is unrestricted. I did a test by myself. The Xfinity car does 226 miles an hour into turn 1. But it races just like a super speedway. It's pack racing, and it might be chaos.
It races like a super speedway, but you got to be really controlled with that throwing in to the corners here, that little dip. And then we got
it's like 40 degrees or something.
Yeah, we got Iowa. Little break there for Memorial Day, and then we had Bristol, Michigan, and a championship round at Rockingham Speedway. June 21st will be the full season here of the Rising Stars. Kyle, I'm excited for this, as it looks like we have now hit that magic number of 30 with just a few minutes left before we transition over into qualifying. That is a packed house for this opening race here of the Rising Stars series.
That is, and with the one outlier in Crank Bell, if we get a 31st, Crank has to pack it up because Rising Stars get the priority here.
That's right. So Rising Stars, what's the I rating cap? 2,400?
2,500.
2,500. So another thing that we do is prior champions, and then anybody over at 2,500 in I rating is obviously not eligible to run the Rising Stars. This is a development league, development series. We want to kind of help drivers get acclimated to, the one and done style racing, right? You don't get to go in like the officials and do this all the time. It's
Nope.
One shot here tonight, Wednesday night. Really work on your racecraft, pit entries, tire management, fuel management. Get to race around the same competitors night in and night out. But sometimes the field might get a little bit light. So Kyle's been generous and opened that up to those drivers that don't qualify. You get one per year, or one this season. You get one shot at it to come in if you want to run an event and we're shorthanded.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
So Crank's going to take advantage of that. He came up a little bit short last night in the truck series. See if he can rebound here tonight. He does have some teammates. Long shot out here. He's got Sean Tosh, Joey Sines, who was second place last night. See what he can get done here tonight. And Cole Gray making his return to the series. He is out as well. He's in the pits right now, but Cole Gray going to be out back running around here with the Cyber Thunder Racing League. That is exciting to see.
Yeah, I raced with him a little bit when I first started, and yeah, he's fast.
Looking at our top times right now on the board, we got a couple rookies up towards the front here in this opening practice. Matt Cope. We're going to go with Cope. Matt Cope there in the 11, up into 4th. How about this driver? We saw him last night, Kyle. You raced against him for a while there, but the 52, Mark Morton here, he showed up in dominating fashion last night in the trucks. Got a little bit issue on a pit road, but he's back up in the top 10 right now in this opening practice.
Yeah, he was definitely really solid. He qualified 4th there, or 3rd right behind me. But as a veteran and somebody who's new, you kind of just lay off with the new people until you see what they're capable of on starts, and especially at plate track. So I decided to go with Jerry there. But now he showed he was really good. He pushed Eric to the lead for a couple times. Yeah, he's a really solid plate racer.
He was really solid. I'm excited to see what he can get done here tonight. It's still a packed house here. John Ross leading the way. John Ross was running up pretty good last night as well. Christian Ogado up in 3rd. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers here at a Daytona plate race to start the season and kind of mix. You got your drivers that were in the series last year and all these newcomers coming in and just watching how they all get along. Last night in the trucks, Kyle, one caution, and it was all the way like 5 to go, or just like 3 to go, and the caution came out. So Tuesday night said, hey, Rising Star Series, we can do caution free as well. What do you got? So we'll see what these guys are going to do here tonight.
That's what I told him. I said, keep it clean and green, make it the best show on iRacing right now.
Yeah, well, practice coming to end. We're going to step aside for the Stars and Stripes, and we'll be right back with our 2-lap qualifying session.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we walked. so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, well, you want to talk about curveball here? The new advent of the series. This is an open qual. This is what we saw last night for drivers to qualify for the trucks. So this tends to shake things up here a little bit. You can't bump draft. You got to be really careful here. But you want to talk about really shaking up a starting lineup here. Throw them into a 5-minute open qual here. You're only going to get a lap or two, but this will be fun.
Like I said, growing pains. I will have to make sure that is changed for next week. Keeps them on their toes.
It keeps them on their toes. It'll be all right. They were probably all surprised as they're all sitting there in the pits going, wait a minute.
Yeah. I feel like we had that happen one year from somebody.
We have. All right, Matt in the chat has told us it is like pronounced like cop, so we now know how to enunciate Matt's last name. Matt, you'll learn in this with this broadcast. It's almost like a welcoming to the league to have your name hacked by me on the broadcast. Ask Kyle.
It's been 2 years and he still can't get it right.
Well, I think Mike's going to help me that because last night he called you front row Kyle Nadeau.
There, that'll work.
We'll go with that. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Well, how about this group right here? These guys are going to put in some good times here. Getting led. Another driver making their return. Haven't seen him in a while here. That's the 41 right here, Jacob Winburn.
Yeah, a former teammate of mine. He used to, actually his last race here, he was on pole at Auto Club.
See there, and you can see Joey Signs in this group. He's already wrecking people, but he's on the pole.
He is not part of our team anymore, so we do not claim him.
Oh, look at this. Second group comes across, led by Christopher Pendle. Look at this big old group here. They definitely got some top times in here. They shot up to the top of the timing board, so this is pretty good practice. This is a big group right here. Christian Delgado is in this group. Who's leading this thing? Stephen Hine? Yeah, Stephen Hine at the front of this group. Now, one thing, Kyle, I did learn, though, in open qual is essentially you can bump draft. You just can't get the run in bump draft.
Yeah, you can't slam draft anybody. You can't get a 0x. You can lightly caress them. You know, you can just say, "Hey, I'm here," but you can't go "hello" and knock them out of the way.
You drivers here are saying open qual. Nah, we're good. We're gonna sit in the pits. Sean Tosh is one of those. It's kind of one of those. I don't know if you saw like last night. I don't know. It was clean and green, and that front group was really aggressive. Although Paul started more kind of mid-pack and ended up winning the race last night. But I don't know. I don't know if it's one I want to kind of hang back. I might want to try to work my way up there.
Yeah, that I started up front, and that genuinely surprised me. Usually I start in the middle to the back, and I was up front. And you know what? Just stay up front. Don't wreck. And yeah, I almost had a shot at the end of the race there. So yeah, staying up front is probably the best. You kind of keep out of the crap, but you can get wrecked from the front as well.
You get wrecked from the front. The one thing I noticed too in one of the practice runs, if you're kind of a single car on that outside lane, let's say coming out of pit road, and the bottom group's got a few cars with them, they go around you, and if you don't time that drop down right behind them just right, you can lose the draft. It doesn't close in as quick.
No, the trucks were really good at sucking up, but the Xfinity cars here, they seem to take about half a lap to almost a full lap if you don't have anybody behind you. But if you get in there just right, probably within 3 to 4 tenths. But if you're 6, 7 tenths, you're pretty much done.
There we go. Qualifying looks to come to an end here, and what a shakeup. And look at this. It's a bunch of new drivers on the front row. I think it's 2 rookies making up the front row at this point. And Christopher Pendle and Craig Schroeder are the front row for the opening race here in the Elswick E-Sports Rising Stars Series.
Well, it's always good to see. You get some rookies. You got Christian Delgado there in third, John Boyd in fourth, and Joey Signs rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, so that's going to be a really fun group here. As the cool-down laps are happening, so drivers bringing it in for their final time, and then we will pull up our starting lineup as this will transition over to the race. Surprised more drivers didn't do this, like a pit entry run here and just practice it. Full draft coming out of that corner.
Yeah, that's if we get green flag pit stops, that'll be interesting.
I mean, that was the make or break last night, and we saw a few drivers and teams really get that dialed in and had really successful pit stops. All right, there we go.
There we go.
All right, so we're going to pull starting lineup here tonight. Front row, rookies. Wow. Rookies coming in. Christopher Pendle and Craig Schroeder. Row 2 is going to have Christian Delgado and John Boyd. Row number 3, Joey Signs, Larry Brunner. Row 4, couple long shot drivers there. Crank is the provisional here, though. But Cole Gray with his return going to be starting in 7th, Crank in 8th. Then rounding out your starting top 10, Jacob Winburn on his return, and David Gainforth. What a starting position there for the 101.
Starting position for him.
That's right. Row number 6 will have Jason Waller and Matthew Croak. As we look back, row 7, Connor Dudek and Brandon Veers. Row number 8 will have Robert McMillan and Stephen Hine. Row number 9, Jason Waller Jr. and Caleb Elswick. And then rounding out your top 20, we'll see Matt Hall and Joe Ogle, Jacob Winberg, Chris Letts, James Cross, John Ross there in 24th position. And then rounding out the field, we will see Matt Shontosh, Nathan Manwaring. See, I knew I was going to say it. Mark Morton. There's Matt Kopp, Adam Benefill, and Cody Griffith to round out 30 drivers strong here. Packed house, Kyle. Getting ready for race number 1. He's probably doing driver stuff right now.
Yes, I had to do some admin stuff. Big boy stuff.
That's right. Kyle is, just like we had last season with Jerry up in the booth with me on Thursday nights, Kyle's going to still try to manage the booth, multitask it, but he is the race administrator, race control here tonight. So he may be doing some double duty, especially during cautions and whatnot. So we'll navigate our way through it.
Someone decided to give me more responsibilities than I'm used to, so. As we see here, Crank has to drop to the back for being too good.
And we got, it looks like here, Cody Griffith missed the start.
Oh. Well,
he's going to want an early caution there. I mean, that's
a very early caution.
Yeah, sitting on pit road is not going to be fun.
With you, they give you 2 minutes to fully grid, you know, grab a drink, grab a snack. Yeah, if you miss it, you come out. Basically, iRacing will release you when the leader gets the green flag or when they cross pit road. I'm not sure, but yeah, if you have no help here, you're pretty much screwed if you don't get an early caution.
So here we go. Drivers coming into turn 3. Barney's going to control all starts and restarts tonight, right? No restart zones?
No, there is a restart zone.
Ah, so we did turn it on for tonight. So, but the initial start is still Barney, correct?
Yes, initial start is Barney. Any restart after that is leader.
All right, so there we can see Barney is down here. He has got the flag ready to go, waiting for that iRacing Mustang to pull off the track. The green is out, and we are off for race number 1 of the 2023 season in the Elswick E-Sports Rising Star Series. Like a really good start for that inside lane. The top lane has not really formed up just yet. Here they go. Now they got to run down the backstretch. Joey Sainz and Cole Gray moved up to that top lane. Look at them. They're already battling for the lead up here. Joey coming up just one position short last night, and here he is already battling for the lead early in this race coming to lap 2.
All right, so restart zone is not working again.
All right, so it'll be. Did we have some clears you had to go do, Kyle? Is that what you're telling me?
The first and second both had black flags, but as in the Cup Series last year, they had to be served because they were under green, but.
Like Kyle do some admin work. I think he's getting busy here for a minute. But there you can see Joe Sainz and Cole Gray getting a good push to the 54 there. That top shelf. Look at Cole Gray. We did that in practice earlier. You can push that close for a while. And there you can see Cole's pulling out to get some air on that bumper. It can overheat really big. About to pull Mike Stiverson up into this room. Trying to tell me he had company. See Robert McMillan down there on the bottom. He is pulling off the shelf. He does not want any piece of this right now. But, I mean, look at Cole Gray. He is on the bumper. He is pushing. Joey Sainz. Oh, here comes the leader, so they're coming in to serve that penalty. That's what Kyle was talking about. The restart zone, they got the black flag. Here comes down the 6 car. Drive-through penalty. It looks like he's going to get fuel and tires maybe while he's down there. We'll see. But new leader now, Joey Sainz on point. Interesting, though, is the other driver who started on the front row. I don't believe we've seen them come down pit road just yet. Nope, here they come. And you can tell by that entry, not overly happy. Don't get another penalty. Ooh, that might be speeding. Yeah, a few of them. He's still sitting on pit road. There goes the 54 just doing the drive-through. Top shelf now. John Boyd usually turns left and right in some GT3 cars now. He's trying to lead that top shelf and see if they can put some pressure on. He's got the 44 right behind him pushing Larry Brunner. Shantosh started in the back. He's already up 10 spots right now into 15th. Has Crank right behind him. Crank's kind of falling back here a little bit, so now they might be making a run up here towards the front. Chris is back out on the track here, so that's good to see. The 54, I think, has exited.
All right, well, eventful.
Does look to be eventful. We got one, put it on the hauler.
But yeah, they will. iRacing restart zones will not be in effect next week. I believe 2 have put it on the hauler.
No, the other one's still, he's just way back.
Oh, I'm on a different camera.
So up front here, Joey Sainz still leading the way. That top shelf trying to run in. Matt Shontosh still kind of working their way on that top shelf, moving through. We're lap 8. We were thinking 23, 24 is kind of that fuel window, but we'll really get an indication of that when we start to see this top shelf all get single file. And last night, Kyle, in the trucks, we saw it essentially be 2 different groups, like half the field in the first lap of pits, and then the second half came in the second time. You think we'll see that tonight, or maybe a little bit more smaller of groups?
I think you'll see that. Maybe one big one, and then some of the older veterans just kind of wait for a smaller pack. But you don't want it too small, because then you're going to lose. Because then you'll lose the draft very fast.
All right, look at this. It's kind of moving around up here. They got a lot of energy rolling around right now on these cars, kind of this mid-pack here.
Kind of just a little bit of a breakaway here, but yeah, you can't really tandem draft, it seems. You and I were, a little bit of a wobble there. You and I were practicing the bump draft, and probably about, 2 laps before the pusher ended up expiring his motor.
Yeah, they're going to pass by Chris. He's going to want a couple cautions here. The 6 is going to go a few laps down now at this point. Oh, close in the tri-oval.
Lap cars were asked to stay to the outside. Did have some issues in the Cyber 500. He's just going to blend right in here, and yeah, as long as he stays up relatively close to Joey or any of the leaders, then we get a caution and he's not involved. He gets his lap back.
They get 1 lap back. He is 2 down, but it is still a long way to go.
Yes, 60 laps.
Joey up here using a lot of fuel, leading the way here. He may have to pit a little, maybe even earlier. He may be in the 22 side, potentially. How about Cole Gray, though? Had to go out, basically gone for about a year as he welcomed twins into this world, and he is back, and look at him, running up here in that second row, battling and pushing Joey there, his teammate. What a return there for Cole Gray.
It's like he never even left.
It is like he never even left. That is right. And the other driver, your old teammate here, Jacob Winburn, down 2 spots, but still in 11th. Just kind of, I think maybe just biding some time right now. It's still very early in this race. Just kind of cruising right now in that inside lane.
Yeah, he's been out for a little bit. He did race the Street Stock Series there. I think he raced Charlotte. But yeah, just getting track time, seat time, and you know what? I think the work that Jacob's putting in there at the end, before he had to go off and do life things, I would say a playoff contention, maybe even a win at a restrictor plate. He's come back with confidence, and yeah, look at him running here in the top 11.
So it's kind of two different groups here a little bit. I mean, even still though, the top 20 are still only separate by a second, but you got everyone up there up into 18th position are all side by side, and then everyone behind is single file. Is they're 3 wide again up here, as now Cody Griffith is going to go a lap down. And he missed the start of the race. So that's a painful thing if you're the 6, because now he'll get the lucky dog.
Yeah. Now, is he 1 lap down or is he 2? He is 1 lap down now.
Yeah, 1 lap down.
Even if he were to pass him, he's still out of luck.
And then here's the final group back here. You can see just kind of Cruising around, hanging out. This is Elswick E-Sports back here, two drivers, so they are taking more of a cautious approach to this race, not pressing it early. Matt Kopp and Caleb back here, just kind of cruising around right now, not really pressing. Same with, I see Matt Hall as well is just kind of cruising right now. He's trying to reverse his luck that he had last season.
Yeah, he's a really good restrictor plate racer. He pushed my old teammate in the Cup Series, now that we're doing divisions. My comrade captain in Division 1, Carter, to a win at Atlanta, and put him into the Championship 4. He's a really good pusher.
Outside lane has got formed up. They are now side by side. John Boyd and Joey Signs. It seems like no matter what series we run here, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Kyle, there is always a blue and yellow Mad Sim car up at the front.
You just can't get away from them.
We cannot.
They know talent.
Broke apart a little bit there in the tri-oval.
They're probably about, 10 laps from pit stops here?
Close. I think we're getting close. Hey, we're gonna have some real fun here. We're gonna bring in Mike. We're gonna three-way this thing here tonight, Mike.
Oh, boss man, be on your best behavior.
Where? What's up, guys? This kind of looks like last night, doesn't it, Chris? Where we've got these two lanes and then that group just kind of hanging out in the back waiting.
It does look like that last night. I think this group here, I see a little bit more pushing and a little bit more bobbing and weaving. There you can see Cole with a big move to the top lane. But it doesn't look like John wants to keep him there. We're going to be three wide early here. So way to go. You jinxed it, Mike.
You're welcome. That's why I came in. Oh,
and there goes one car.
Looks like the 0-0.
And Jason Waller, a single car wreck down here.
A hard hit.
No caution. He's going to park it.
He's in the flex tape early.
Chris has come on to, or James Cross has come on to pit road. And as we were doing that, they sorted out this three wide up here. Now Joey Signs is getting some help from Christian Delgado as Cole Gray is going to drop into third. So that kind of shook up everything up here where we were watching back there. Jason Waller getting the worst of it.
Look at that guy in fourth. I like that paint job. Good job, Dave.
the raid paint.
Yeah, it's good looking. So Kyle, you gotta tell me what happened at the beginning of the race, because I was scrambling trying to hop in here, so I kind of missed it.
Well, it just looked like it was an iRacing issue. They waited, but of course, even if it's an iRacing issue, it is a servable black flag because it did not happen under caution.
So the first two got the flags?
Yep.
Wow, what a tough way to start your series, your season.
I went back and I watched it, and it was just an iRacing thing. It was just a glitch. It is build week, so these things happen when build week happens.
Well, I'm glad it's you and not me, pal.
Yeah. Oh, the rule change has already been made, and restart zones will be off.
Got it. So I gotta ask, guys, I don't know if you've talked about it. What's a fuel run?
When they all go single file.
Oh.
No. we're thinking our guess is 23-24 is kind of the math we put in there. But the drivers were holding it pretty close to the vest tonight. They were not letting us in on the secret. So it's going to be, I think what we're going to see what we saw last night, Mike, where these drivers here will go single file and start making their way to that lane, and we'll see them start peeling off. But I think it's going to be 23-24.
That's kind of why I was asking, because it looks like there's, 8 cars on that top lane?
And it does look like they're gearing up.
Only a few laps left to get down to that bottom, so this could get fun.
Joey will go first because he's been leading a lot of laps here. So Joey will be our first, kind of our sign.
He may be, him pushing that the air there, the leader. He's probably getting 21 laps of fuel versus everyone else. Christian riding half, 3/4 throttle. He's probably getting 22, 23. But yeah, Joey being out front. He's
Woo!
got the worst. Whoa, Stephen Hine up the track.
The problem for Joey is, unlike last night, Longshot was pretty formed up when it came to the green flag pit stops. That's his teammate on the second row. It kind of looked like Cole was trying to see him get down and maybe get in front so they can come in, together and then be able to work that team strategy. But right now,
Joey's back up, and here goes Cole.
There you go. Well, there goes the tail, but their other teammate is stuck back there in 16th, Crank.
Yeah, that outside line is getting very thin.
And then to even add worse to it, even their other teammate officially in this series, Shantosh, is right there with Crank. So, but we saw Paul Turner do this. He was further back on that first round of pit stops, and being further back, he had to just get fuel while the front two got tires, at least right sides, and he was able to catch up to them. So we'll see what Longshot does here tonight.
Here we go.
Here comes first group.
Up 20.
Ooh, Jacob Winburn with a huge lockup, and then behind him.
They got it.
Now that's getting close. So if they do 20, they have to. You can save a lap of fuel. And, 20, 40, 60.
Woo!
Not banking on a green, white checkered.
All right, so now let's see if this is going to be a big group, or it looks like here tonight we're seeing smaller bunches. Maybe a bunch of threes come in versus half the field the first round and half the field the second round.
Yeah, if I was Cole and Joey there, I might wait until Matt and Crank kind of get more caught up with this group. Give it another lap, to try to get in with your teammate.
Comes Chris Letts, David Gainforth, and Cody Griffith are coming in.
Oh, that looked like he was coming in pretty fast.
Yeah, here you could probably get away with not taking tires, maybe the first, maybe the second, but I would say third stop you want to take rights. It just gets way too greasy, especially coming out of 4 with the track being in the middle of the day.
A certain race winner last night told me they didn't take tires on any stop.
Well, that was a night race. This is a day race.
Okay, there you go. All right, does Longshot come in? Yep, here they go.
Here we go.
Look at this group.
Wow, fanning out. Uh-oh. Now, these cars are way more touchy trying to brake.
Oh, look at Crank locking it up, moving it around.
Somebody spun to the outside.
Who was at the 56? Nathan.
Somebody missed their box.
The 42's going backwards. Let's see. So that's going to now set it up here to these 4 drivers: John Boyd, Jason Waller, Joe Ogle, and Connor Dudek. So 2 Madsen drivers. So see if they can come in together now. I would imagine they're coming down this time.
One thing we will have to see is if the 56 gets a commitment cone violation.
Oh, yeah, he's still sitting there. He's on penalty.
Yeah.
All right, here comes this group in. Much smaller group here to manage. Oh, calm down, John. He's probably used to that GT3 breaking point.
That's like
They did good,
car links before.
They did. So they're going to come down as this cycles. Look at this. Going to be leading the race on his return, but Longshot now 1, 2, 3, and unofficially 4th. Well, 1, 2, and unofficially 3rd, and officially 4th. Is the correct way to say that.
59 of Connor slid through his box and almost hit the wall.
How about Caleb Elswick? He was in that group. Kyle, we were talking about that was kind of hanging out towards the back and playing it conservative. And here he is in 6th position.
Hey, you can just, if he nailed... Oh, what was that?
That was John Boyd having a moment coming out of pit road. Did he pick up damage there?
Did he forget he was on the oval?
I think he did, yeah. I think he might have spun on pit exit. Let's see if we can see. Oh, yeah, no, he's already... Let's do our thing we did last night, Mike.
There it is.
Yeah, he's coming out. Oh, he's got the tires just lit up, and it just goes around on him.
Yeah. So, Chris, I'm looking here, and go back to those top 4. Sean Tosh's in and out lap was 117 to where Crank and Joey were both 119. So I think that's how he caught up with him. I'm sorry, Caleb's was a 117. So.
And I also caught Crank. Crank's a little. This is where you can separate the veterans out from the non. So everyone's doing a full fuel run here. So everyone's fuel, if you look at it, right? Santos's pit time a 9.1, Joey 9.15, Cole Gray 9.5. So they're all kind of in the same area. And then you got Crank there with an 8.73. Do you know what the difference is?
He didn't take the windshield tear off.
He did not do the windshield tear off.
I can't believe I just said that. Why are you making me give out secrets?
Well, hey, as a former champion, you have all of them.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear it.
I'm supposed to give them out to my teammates, so I don't have those racing in this anymore.
All right, so in this lead group here, David Gainforth is in it, but it's also a couple lap cars there at the very end. A few more are lap down there. Christian Delgado had a bad pit stop. But yeah, look at Joey. He is on the bumper.
We can see his suspension there.
You don't want to push in the corner. The back is a little rounded, so you give them a wrong shot in the corner, and then you got a big one.
Here's this second group. They are all 2x2 right now. They kind of need to single file this thing out. I bet if they single file down, they could have a shot at running it, but 2x2 here, I don't think they're going to make much ground on that front group.
No, they'll definitely lose ground here. The outside has to get in behind the 6 there, and these guys could definitely catch the front pack if they just worked together and didn't try to race it, not even halfway.
Yeah, and then you kind of go even further back. Here's John Boyd. He's by himself, no man's land, and then another group, and they're kind of side by side here for a minute. They got to get single filed out.
Good thing with John is he can tag on to the end of this, and he won't be alone for much longer.
He's going to want to, because with that damage there, especially on that front end, he'd
Yeah.
prefer to have a car behind him and in front of him at the same time, but we'll see if he can catch the draft here as they go by him.
It's okay. It's a mad sim car. He can just relax.
Oh, they're magical. Even if they have a lot of damage, they just seem to work.
That's exactly, I think, what he needed there. He held that inside line. Robert came up and tried to push him, so that's kind of put him in the middle of a group now.
Yeah, one needs to get in front of them. Or they're going to lose that front, too. They're losing their advantage of having that many cars.
Yeah.
This group up here, though, they're in race mode.
They are, and they were, last time we were looking at them, they were 6 seconds back, and now they're 7.5 seconds back, so they're losing time to that front group. If they would just get in line, they might have a shot.
Yeah. But you go tell the people, the 4 drivers still on the top lane, hey, we need you to just back off, though, and drop positions.
Yeah, not the jury's admin. That's Kyle's job.
Hey, they sorted it out on the racetrack. I'm not telling them how to do it.
Oh, the 0-1. Oh, that's right. We already saw the 0-1 had that damage earlier, but he's got some front-end damage, it looks like.
Jacob looks like he wants to go to the top in the second pack. Yep, there he goes. Taking Matt Hall with him. And the outside line is...
Right as the inside line. Oh, that's the number 2's damaged. That might be why they're now making up to the move here. Jacob Bowen's front end has got some damage to it.
I was going to say they were getting single file, but then they went double file again. But,
there's not a hole. Now there's a hole.
Oh, the hole got created there.
Sometimes you just got to do it. Yeah,
So
they should start to catch the front pack now.
Well, this group's 8 seconds back, Kyle, and they have, another 10 laps on fuel, 10, 12 laps.
Oh, maybe short pit, get out single file, and try to catch up what you can.
Okay, they're trying to go and start into race mode again here, but
Are
I'm
they
surprised
free
by how
wide?
many cars in this group have
Free wide.
damage. All right, up at the front, these are that's some lap cars there at the top. But your inside lane is the lead lap. It's actually a race for position here. Potentially, I think, unless let me see. Is Christian Delgado 2 laps down? I'm trying to think. I think some of these drivers might be racing for position within this group.
This is the best thing for Cole Gray here. Now he can save some fuel just riding behind the lap cars. Doesn't need to pass him. He can just ride half throttle and, you know, stretch it a little bit.
Chris Letts is going to be our first car a lap down.
Right. The 07 is the last car on the lead lap. So those two guys are kind of fighting for position, kind of not. They'd rather it just stay the way it is.
I think Christian Delgado is just trying to stay 1 lap down. If he gets the 88, Cole goes around, he'll go to 2 laps down. And then, the 07 is just trying to stay on the lead lap at this point.
But what's going to happen is this group adding cars to it is just going to make it a little bit faster.
Well, how about this? This group, as they've single filed and got it figured out, they've got it down to 4.7 seconds now.
There we go, see?
And that's got to be because that front pack caught those lap cars and had to figure out how to get that single file as well.
Yeah.
So that slowed that front pack.
Yeah, they have not regained it, so it's even dropping now. We're down to 4.4, and it's continuing here, so. Let's look out the roof here. He can see. Joe Ogle can see him up there.
There's no better feeling than you see that front pack get closer and closer and you have a whole train of people behind you.
Now this group needs a caution. This group is a full corner behind. You can see the track map is up. Lead pack is kind of going into turn 3. The second pack is in the middle of the backstretch, and this group is just now going into turn 1.
Yep, they're going to need some help. Some broadcaster's curse. I can't believe we haven't had a caution yet.
Well, hey, we told the the truck drivers got it handled, so what can the Rising Stars do? Traditionally, this season, or this series, is a clean and green series, and I'm happy to see it with a 30 car, even a more. Seems like every year we increase the field size, and it stays clean and green.
Chris, that second pack is catching. They are coming.
Yeah, 3.4 seconds now.
Now, if that second pack catches the front pack and they decide to run the outside, that can drop the, that can bring that third pack up in, and then we got a full-on race. But here the leaders have said, that's it, time to lead. That second pack is catching.
Yeah, so if we look at Stephen Hine here, so they're going to go double file again, so this is going to slow them down even faster.
Yeah, but like Kyle said, the lead lap cars decided they were going to go around these lap cars. But yeah, that's going to bring that second pack right to them.
So that was holding them back too much.
Yeah, you can see now it's under 3 seconds now is the gap from Stephen Hine over to Joe Ogle.
Yeah, and where do you start filling that draft, Kyle? What do you think? Under a second?
At about a second. You kind of feel it, as long as you have someone back behind you. But a big pack, yeah, about a second, and it just gets faster and faster.
So once that second pack gets within a second, they're just going to catch this lead pack.
Yeah. It's almost like you have the afterburners on. It's like, whoa, okay. You hear the RPMs pick up. The car gets faster. It gets lighter. Your heart starts pounding more. It's like, yep, it's a race now.
Yeah, Joe's loving this view. I mean, this is what he's seeing. It is 2x2 up here. He loves it.
And this just running side by side, it creates such a bigger wake for the cars in behind. And the 07 wants to get up in front of the leader. No, they're gonna say no. They're gonna send him through the middle.
Ooh, 3 wide up here.
Joey and Cole are gonna get down.
Oh!
I thought Matt was about to
He was
bring
about to
his
go.
last year's luck into this season.
Yeah, 25 laps to go, and it got real close right there. That second group, 1.7 back.
Christian wants to push, but Matt said no. They're gonna drop kick him to the back.
I get no respect, I tell you. Here they come.
Now they're going to come in with a head of steam, so this could create quite the mess.
And if they decide to send it around the outside,
Well, you know, we have what, roughly 10 cars in this second pack. I mean, it's hard to communicate with all 10 to tell them to check up.
Yeah.
Well, we got to be coming up pretty close to pit stops too here.
37.
Oh yeah, look at that. They've caught
Yeah.
it. They are in that draft now. Under a second.
This third pack's just come halfway down the backstretch now, so they're single file, but just going into 3 now. They need a caution.
Yeah, so it went from a 7-car pack to a 17-car pack on the lead lap. That's not counting the lap car, so.
The magic of the draft.
But up at the front, it is still 1, 2, 3, 4, all long shot here, heading down the backstretch. But that top shelf, starting to see if they can get a few more cars in it. The 07's going to look up, but
Give
Don't
game
talk.
for it with a bit of a wiggle. Oh. Oh, they gathered it up. They're good.
you can see Gainforth, he got a big push there by the 65. His rear end's got some damage to it.
Oh, I guess they're just going to decide to drop in behind and just ride.
Yeah, that's what it looks like here. Joe did move up to that top lane, but it's kind of going backwards for him. And I see everyone dropping to this low lane. I think pit stops are getting ready to start rolling here.
Yeah, coming to 20 to go. This should be their last one under green flag. But we get a caution.
They wonder here if that's what Joey's doing with the 88. They know they're close, so let's push and see if we can create a little bit of a gap here. Like get ourselves away from this group.
Trying to leave a Nat there in the center as a buffer in front of Caleb.
Yeah, I think if I'm on this group, after what we saw last night in our history at super speedways, I've got a plan for a green-white checker. You've just got to. So I'm going to push this as far as I can to have as much fuel just in case we go into overtime. And you don't want to run out like the guys did on the last lap last night.
I was surprised by that, Mike. I didn't think we were in a fuel crunch, and then all of a sudden everyone's running out of gas on the final lap.
Yeah, because we're not allowed to do math on the broadcast. So.
That's right. We don't do math. That's why there's that new button where it's autofill, and you can add in a couple laps of buffer.
I was messing around with that, and I think I did it right. I was like, oh, cool. I got 12 extra laps of fuel.
All right, nobody coming in this round, it doesn't look like.
Now, Kyle, are you listening to the driver's chat?
Yeah, I do not hear any talking, no communication yet, so it's pretty silent. I don't think they're getting ready to pit.
Well, they're getting ready to.
Oh, yeah, they're getting ready to.
And this is when it gets fun.
Kyle's got all teams muted, that's why he doesn't know.
He does that during the race, too. I gotta say, look at Cole Gray coming back. What's he been gone? 3 seasons? 2 seasons?
2 seasons.
Yeah, and then out here doing what he did last time he was here, just running up front. Pretty cool to see him back. Same with Jacob Winburn. It's nice to see him back. I know he had a new little one which pulled him away for a while. I think Cole's situation was the same. Now these guys are to a point where they can come back out here and compete. So it's nice to see both of them back in these cars.
Ooh.
Smoke.
No, he blinked and it showed up as an incident. So the 68 back there having some technical difficulties, and it popped up in red on our timing board. So I thought we might have been getting a caution there for a minute.
Yeah, I've heard some comments about that all race. That's just been an ongoing issue. So kind of single file here around the bottom, just logging laps. All you can do here.
No, they're going to keep pushing this here.
Now, if you're long shot, do you call it?
You have to. Part of the rule.
They're trying to break the rules, Mike, and drive through pit boxes.
It's close with the pack. Yes, you would have to call it. But if it was just these 4 out and there's nobody behind you, no point calling it. Just dip, get your stuff, and go. Oh, and pit stops are starting this lap. Heard about 4 people.
This is where I get nervous. In these cars, it's really, really easy to lock up the brakes coming into the pits.
Yeah, it's close back there for a bunch of them, but they're going to get in. That was Larry, Bruna, Matthew Croak, Connor Dudek, Brandon Beers, Jason. It's the second group's coming in as well. John Ross, Mark Morton, they're going to come in. They still need a caution, though.
From the big back up front are pitting this time.
Telling you, if I'm long shot, I try to push it one more lap if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, here comes in Gainforth. Oh, this is a big group here. Look at
Hang on,
Delgado at the
Christian.
bottom.
I think he got it wound up enough.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh. A little bit. Everyone looking out their rear side windows a little bit more than we saw last night, so that's a good sign. The only problem with the long shot going that extra lap here, Mike, is they got to get around these cars here. If they want to get on a pit road this time, they got to get that momentum. They got to get going here.
Yeah, I think they have enough steam for the four of them. The two guys that are there with them, we'll see if they can get.
I believe it is them this time.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
and-
no!
Oh!
But that's on pit road, so that's not bringing out a caution.
We got one headed towards the track. Nope.
Oh, gosh.
Crank is in it.
You know, Shantosh, that kind of just knocked him right into the pits. That might not hurt him too bad if he gets in and gets his fast repair.
Oh, yeah, he's already back out.
Except for the fact that now all their help is gone.
Here's where it happened. So Stephen Hine trying to come in from that second lane. Doesn't see that the 4's there. The 8, Matt gets in. You see Joey Sainz trying to lock it up. The 4's going to get into Crank. I think Cole Gray even got maybe a little piece of that, but no caution as this was off the track surface.
And that's the unfortunate part about iRacing, not throwing those cautions when they should be.
From 4 to 1.
Crank's going to have to go back down pit road because he was unable to pit here. And now he's going to bring it in, but he's going to be by himself.
Oh, and he might be speeding on that one too.
You know, he's probably just not overly excited right now. But
No.
how about this, though? Sean Tosh and Cole Gray, Jacob Bowen, and look at this, Matt Hall. They got a head of steam, and they are going to go around the outside here. Jacob Bowen to the point.
12 to go. This should be an interesting finish.
Yeah, and then you've got that group behind that are catching, led by Dave Gainforth.
Yeah, that's a big group of cars, too. They are coming in with a full head of steam, so it's about to get turned up here. Joey Sainz is now a lap down.
I'll go tell Jacob to stay in line. You know, them splitting out, that may give that front 4 a chance. It looks like Gainforth got damage on the back end of his car.
He does. He had an earlier bump that happened.
As long as he has someone behind him, then and that front end is clean, he's gonna have a really nice draft here.
Here's the problem, though, that this group's going to run into. This group of 4. Look at the front end of that, too.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that earlier. He had that damage. I wonder if he doesn't know and has his fast repair turned off.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems minimal, but, I mean, at a track like this, if I'm Matt Hall, I'm probably calling. If I'm noticing anything, I'm calling out like, dude, are you damaged? We may need to shift here.
Well, and the thing is, Matt Hall has damage on his front end, too. If you look from the back of Jacob Bowen here, you can see that engine, and the hood is lifted up.
That second group caught at an unfortunate time with those 2 cars on the
Oh,
outside.
yeah, there it is. And here comes Longshot to the outside.
They got their fast repair, they got their clean cars, and they're going to the front. They should be able to pass these guys easily.
Not going to get any help, though. That bottom lane is going to stay locked in there.
I'm to 10 to go, just side draft. They should pull up off of them here and get a good shot down the backstretch.
I showed 12 to go. Are we? Am I?
I'd show 12 to go.
Okay, we don't do math on Wednesdays.
Is that the metric system up there? What are we doing?
Oh, that's the Canadian.
We
system.
probably shouldn't have told you and just waited until you're calling out like, oh, it's the last lap. We're like, what are we talking about? We still got 2 to go.
I swear, I thought I said almost 10 to go.
All right, it's first race. Here we go. Jacob Winburn's going to move up to that top lane to see if he can group up with this, but not a lot of drivers moving up there just yet.
Cars are getting really wiggly. These guys are starting to push.
See, Matt, there's probably got to put some air there. He's probably overheating, has to move up.
Dave Gainforth hit the apron.
You don't want to do that.
You might have got a nice little friendly bump there. So it's this group here. Woo!
Whoa! Jacob hit the apron there. That's going to let Longshot get out front. Oh!
What happened to Matt there?
I think he got a bump or he gave a bump at the wrong time, and his car wasn't settled, and it put him into the wall.
And he just used this fast repair too, so
It didn't look too bad, but
No, but he needs to tuck in and get somebody behind him to make sure he's okay.
Oh yeah, he's got that's pretty bad right there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
All right, well now Cole Gray's kind of on his own. Matt Hall's going to move up to that top lane.
Going to pick up Jacob Bowen there, or not Jacob Bowen, Jacob Winburn. But with that damage on the front of Matt, it'll be kind of tough for Jacob to shove him. It's a Jacob and Jacob show.
All now up to the front. Does he leave Jacob, though, if he gets an opportunity? Does he move down in front? He's not. He's going to stay up right now.
Let me check something.
We saw that quite a bit in the trucks last night, Mike, where it seemed like the top lane would get clear of the leader and then pull down and leave the top end who helped him.
I will say, hey, I had permission. I will say Matt will not leave Jacob because they are actually in the same room. So we got kind of quasi teammates here.
Yeah, that ain't gonna stop me. I'm still leaving you.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, well hey, you won the 500 that way, so.
That's true. I even switched rooms. I was so aggressive for that win.
Yeah. And switched lanes.
Hey, calm down.
We talked to Gary about that last night.
All right, side by side here, 4 rows deep. It's a mix, though, of some lap cars within this. You think Christian Delgado is a lap down or one of those lap cars. So it's kind of who's in there with some of their teammates potentially trying to help them. Joe Ogle's in this group. He's a lap down. So it's kind of David Gainforth. And every car that's in front of Gainforth and the 44 here, those 4 vehicles, they're all a lap down. And then Shantosh is the next car on the lead lap. So this front group's got a bunch of lap cars in here as well. So now it's kind of who's friends with each other. They're coming up on traffic as well. 7 to go, 2 by 2.
They're coming up the lap. Frank is going to go to the outside here.
So's the outside lane.
Yep. Right to the wall.
Oh! That was close.
That was.
It always seems like a magnet when that car's on the top side and you're going through the turn.
It does.
You're panicking. You're like, don't wobble. And then you start to wobble. And it's just like, oh, you can just see your light flash before your eyes when that happens. These two, you really can't, this group up here, no one can really get out ahead.
No, they are kind of stalled out at this point. But I think what I'm seeing, though, is the first 2 rows, the leaders and the row right behind them, they're pretty locked. Behind them, though, it's kind of a grab bag, and it's not really formed up as well to help either one of the lanes.
Now, I worked with Delgado in the Cyber 500, and he is aggressive with his pushes. David Gainforth, he's a little more cautious with them, as Jacob gives Matt one heck of a shot going down the backstretch. Jacob's just a little bit wobbly here.
Now,
And
now
if,
Kyle,
if you notice,
oh, go ahead, Mike.
all three of us. Well, Chris, you and I talked about this last night. Matt just started, but he's starting to side draft through the turns and then pull off down the straightaway. So that may give that top lane a little bit of advantage when they come to the stripe right there. Yep, Matt led that lap.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit closer though in the corners though. Kyle, kind of like what we were doing in the practice runs. It was like you were just right on top of me in the corner.
Yeah.
To really choke down the exit for me and then slingshot it. So it's kind of what Matt looks like he's trying to get set up here and then pull away. But you kind of want to get that run started in the middle of the corner, not towards the end of the corner. But
yeah,
I forgot what I was going to say.
Basically, the way you want it to work is, just how Matt is. You want to run it right on the other side of that black line, get right tight to the car on your inside, and then coming out here, you want to swing up above that line, get away from that, and that should give you a good shot down the straightaway. And then, yep, right back across that black line, back up across, just like that. But now they have no help. Christian's kind of fallen. Christian's gotten out of there, it looks like. So the 24 and 41 are dropping back. Oh, Christian went to the bottom.
Yeah, went to the bottom here, so that's going to open it up now. Joe Ogle is going to stay up there on the top shelf, but yeah, everyone's kind of going to the bottom here. Oh, I remember I was going to say, one thing that these drivers got to look at is they're doing these pushes, though. Kyle, we saw this in the practice. I mean, your temperature gauge will flash at you, but it's not like a big boom. The car just kind of dies out on you.
Yeah, it's weird. You just it's almost like you run out of fuel. Oh, David's kind of a little bit wobbly, so is Jacob, but I gathered it up. Yeah, I went back and watched you, and it's just kind of like poofs, and you still had a little bit of speed. Where in the next gen, or the trucks, if you blow up, it's sudden, and next thing you know, you got a car right in your lap, and you got the big one.
You guys see that? We've got a group that they're catching. So these guys are going to catch a group, probably, maybe on the white flag lap.
Woo! Jacob is giving it all there on that top lane with Matt. They are trying.
Jacob wants to go. Oh. Yeah, he's getting excited now. He just needs to reel it in for a little bit. Matt needs to talk him down off the cliff. Just relax. We got it.
Just relax. I have damage. I can't go faster.
Yes.
All right, coming here. 2 to go. 3 wide. Behind him, Joe Ogle's going to get shuffled.
He's going to get a little bit of a lead going into 1 from Jacob. Jacob's going to push him in the corner. Jacob bails out.
Oh, I see smoke.
Stuck on the outside. 7's wobbly. Oh, they gathered back up. They're side by side, 2 by 2, going down the backstretch. Car in the grass. That's no problem.
It's the 68 with Lincoln there. So here we go. Final corner to see if they can get the white flag and not send this thing into overtime.
Here we
Bonnie
go.
is ready. White flag in the air. Is he waving it? Yeah, there it goes. White flag. Last lap.
Guys, there's that group I was talking about. So are they going to catch them? Is that going to mess with this last lap?
Matt's going to want to try to get a little bit of draft off of this front pack here.
Oh, this is going to get real entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm 52!
In front of everybody.
Oh! Cole Gray is going to split these cars here. Cole Gray is going to make his return to the league and bring home the win on the first race of the season here. Cole Gray is going to pick up the win, and Caleb Elswick, who was in the rear for a while there, is going to come home in second. And Larry Brunner is going to come home in third, as that group just got real tight there at the very end, as they were catching a lap group there. And Matt Hall is going to go from potentially a win to an 8th place finish. You know he is heartbroken right now.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. Hey, I called it. I saw him coming. 2 nights in a row, Chris. That was, Kyle, I'm glad it's you, pal.
Well, I don't have to do any claims. We went green right to the end.
Went right to the end here, and Cole Gray bringing home the victory. What a way to say you are back in the league by winning the race. Let's get our drivers getting ready to get pulled up here. Get ready for some post-race driver interviews. Got to go find everybody. It's all new names. I got to go find where they are.
Watching this replay, third place, Larry Brunner. He avoided that wreck going straight through the grass. He was nearly taken out by the 24.
Oh, Larry's right. Oh, you got him.
You got him, but we're going to start here with the race winner. What a return to the league. Cole bringing home victory. What were you thinking on that final lap?
Oh, man. Crazy.
So talk me through your race. It looked like you and your teammates had a pretty good game plan. I know that last round of pit stops, you lucked out with it. They did not. But kind of what was your race like? What was your team like tonight?
Hold on 1 second. I can't hear you through there. There's race chat going on still. Can you repeat that for me?
Just what was your race like here tonight? It looked like Longshot had a really good plan, and that last pit stop kind of shook that up a little bit for a few of your teammates, but you were able to survive and go. So was Longshot's plan to stay together as much as we could all night?
Yeah, I mean, me and Joey got together right off the beginning and pushed him around for a little bit, and just so happened that we were swapping places to just get some points, for leading the lap, and just fell in place to where he didn't get back in front of us. And I hate that our guys, all the rest of them, finished further back. It's just plate racing, man. And then I saw all that wreck coming behind me and just stayed in it and hope for the best.
You stayed in it, and you got the best situation that you could, having to split the seas there on that final lap, but making your return here to Cyber Thunder Racing and bringing home the win in the Rising Stars Series. What a race. Cole, I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
Yeah, man, I just want to thank Elswick E-Sports for putting this on for us. You guys up in the booth, man, it's been a hell of a ride the last 2 years, having twins, not being able to race, getting back. I can't believe we brought it home in Daytona, man. I'm really speechless. The Colonial Riders, they're on the car for us. Jade Bill, he runs long shot for us. All my teammates, Matt, Jade, Paul was there helping us out, talking us through it. Congratulations to him for last night on his win. Congratulations to the guys that finished behind us. I'm really just speechless, to be honest with you.
Well, that's a way to go. So congrats here tonight. So now Longshot has gone Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So you got to go tell Crank, got to get it done for us tomorrow night and round out the week.
That's right, man. Again, I just want to thank Elswick Esports and Colonial Riders, Special Forces Operations. They're on the car as well. Can't thank those guys enough, and everybody at Longshot.
Appreciate it. Congrats again on your win here tonight. And hey, man, we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, we're going to get him out of here. And Kyle, I believe you have, unless Kyle might be busy doing admin work. So Mike, I think you've caught up here with Caleb.
Caleb, talk us through that last, I guess, the last two corners. I know you saw that mess coming in front of you. How'd you get through that?
I actually didn't even see it. I was behind my buddy of mine, and we were just kind of pushing. We got killed on a pit stop there, and I guess somebody didn't announce they was coming in or whatever and killed us. But going through that last lap, with me and him was just, me and the 11 there was just going for it. And Bruner at the 44, he's part with us there. He said there was a wreck up front, and me and Cop just said, screw it, we're going to keep it to the floor and see what happens. And I was able to get underneath them, and then we were just dodging cars at the end of it. It was kind of like a Days of Thunder kind of deal right there, but I'll happily take a P2.
Steak and bake, right?
That's right.
Well, I have to ask, because most of your race you were back towards the back of the pack, not with the main group, and then you'd get up there with the main group, and it was just kind of up and down. So how would you rate the entire race? Talk us through your entire night.
Yeah, the entire night was pretty calm for me, to be quite honest. The Elswick Esports team, and then where we're working with Down and Out Paint Shops group. We kind of, our goal was just to sit around the back. I was kind of impressed to see that we went that green flag and didn't have a caution. So we were just kind of saving our fast repair in case we had to use it. So we just kind of sitting there riding around, and then a couple times we tested just to see how long it would take us to get up there. Through that first set of pit stops, we kind of all got broke up, and I was able to stay with the lead pack there with that first front long shot group. They've got some killer strategies, so it's just kind of able to sit there and ride around with them, and it kind of just worked out. Honestly, it was just these super speedway races are just so much luck involved. You can try any kind of strategy you want, but sometimes it just never works out depending on how everything works. The lap down cars, I thought, really was playing a kind of a negative effect to the lead group there once we kind of caught that group. But that's just part of it. But all in all, like I said, it was a fun day. I'm glad to be over with Daytona. I'm ready to move on to something else. But happy to start out the season with a good finish.
Yeah, and a second place finish for that championship chase. I know it's week 1, but you got to start thinking about it early. Hey, Caleb, good run tonight. We're going to turn the floor over to you, let you give your shout outs and thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Huge shout out to Elswick E-Sports for allowing us to be able to come back for season 2 with your group here. We really enjoy sponsoring Cyber Thunder, and we really enjoy products you all put on with it. Happy to see Down and Out Paint Shop come on board for your truck series and help you support the league in that way as well. Huge shout out to our teams as the way we competed, and you got to give a pretty good shout out to just the group that ran tonight to run that well and to be that respectful was good to see. I think Kyle nailed it on the head in the drivers meeting. He said the Rising Star series normally holds themselves to a high standard in the way they race each other and tries to stay pretty clean. I think we showed that again tonight, so that was good to see. Congrats to the winner there, and good to see him come back from retirement, I guess you could say, and have him come out and start with a win. So it was good to see that, and just good to see all these new faces continue to come in with the league and support us, and just look forward to next week.
Well, awesome, Caleb. Hey, we're going to send you back down to celebrate. Maybe we'll talk to you tomorrow in the Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup Series.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, they're in the third place debut race here for Larry, but man, what a run here, and what an amazing avoidance there, mowing the grass. Take us through your thoughts on that final backstretch run.
Oh, I was, I think, in P6, and all of a sudden it was havoc, and I went to the infield and got it righted, and then just plowed forward until I could get to the finish.
So what was going through your mind kind of as we were getting down to 10 to go, and you were up in that lead group, but it was kind of the top 5, and then you had about 4 or 5 lap cars in between you? Were you hoping one of them would kind of partner with you and continue that drive up, or what were your thoughts with those lap guys up there with you?
Well, the lap guys were kind of racing side by side, so we really couldn't go anywhere, and I think the P5 position was pretty far ahead of me, so I was just trying to avoid the guys directly in front of me from wrecking, because they were a little bit wild in front of me.
Well, you were able to avoid it, and then had to avoid it big time by mowing the grass, but it's going to work out. Debut race here, and you're going to come home with a third place finish. What's your mindset? What are you thinking here as you're now looking forward to the rest of the season and Daytona is behind us?
Well, it's my first podium finish, I think, in any league series, so it's pretty excited, and I look forward to the rest of the series and keep on going.
Well, there we go. We're happy to have you here at Cyber Thunder and excited to see if we can get some more podiums. But later, what we'd like to do in the broadcast, when you hit that podium, we turn the floor over to you and let you give your shout-outs.
Well, I'm enjoying the Elswick Rising Star Series for sure. And I got a shout-out for the sponsors. We got Down and Out Paints, Elswick E-Racing, and I got to shout it out for my parents who've supported my racing my whole life. So that's about all I got. Appreciate it.
Well, there we go. We appreciate you out here putting on the show tonight. A third place finish. Congrats, and maybe we'll talk to you again next week at Indy.
Well, let's hope so. We'll see you there.
All right. Well, there we go, Mike and Kyle. That is your top 3 here tonight. Race number 1 of this new season is in the books, and it was a great one.
Man, I got to tell you, Chris, we couldn't have asked for 2 better opening races for this season. I mean, in the trucks last night and the Rising Stars tonight, I'm excited to see what the Cup Series drivers can do tomorrow.
Let's see. Let's go back here and see if I can get this at the right spot. Yeah, there we can see the 24 and the 2 get into it here, and then
watch the 44. That's a wild.
Here's the 44. Oh, look at how close that was. Oh, he's full throttle at this point. He's
yeah.
maybe a little bit there so he doesn't go up into the wall. He does get the wall. Oh, he still gets into it.
He dropped the hammer, Harry.
And still comes home third.
I think we need to. Here's what he was looking at. Oh my goodness. Oh, you get the throttle. He's just on it. He is on it. That's
I don't
awesome.
lift, right?
I don't lift. All right.
lift.
Let's pull up our unofficial results here tonight. I do think these are actually official, but we're still going to call them unofficial. You can see Cole Gray. We talked to the top three. Cole Gray bringing home the win. Caleb Elswick in second. Larry Brunner in third. Matt Kopp in fourth. And David Gainforth is going to round out your top five. Then behind them, we got Connor Dudek, Jacob Bowen, Matt Hall with a top 10 finish. Matthew Croak in ninth. And Jason Waller Jr. are going to be rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, and then 11, Stephen Hine. You saw him get caught up in that pit lane entrance. Matt Shontosh also in 12th. John Ross. Mark Morton, got it, Chris. Jacob Bowen in 15th. John Boyd 16th. Adam Benefield 17th. Cody Griffith in 18th. Oh, there it goes. Joe Ogle 19th and Nathan in 20th.
Then we go back there. Joey Signs also was involved in that pit road incident there. A 21st place finish, so not the finish he was looking for here tonight. Robert McMillan Jr. going to come home in 22nd. Chris Letts 23rd. Crank Bell as well 24th. Christian Delgado 25th. Christopher Pendle, who got that opening lap penalty, is going to be in 26th. Jason Waller in 27th. Brandon Veers 28th. James Cross in 29th. And Craig Schroeder, who also got the penalty, is going to come home in 30th position. That is going to do it here tonight. What a fun race. What a way to open the season. Both nights on, I hit the wrong button. Both nights on Tuesday, Wednesday. So the pressure is on here tomorrow night as we head to Thursday night for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup over there at Homestead, Miami. If you have not yet, hit that subscribe button. Turn that notification bell on. Come join us here on the network Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here all the way through June as we bring you all 3 nights at the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Kyle, Mike, what do you say we close up here at Daytona and make our way a little bit further down south in Florida and head to Miami?
That sounds like a plan.
Miami Beach, here I come.
There we go. Mike's already got his fedora on. So we'll see everybody tomorrow night for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup, as that's going to be a fun new divisional series. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Later.
Bye.